Welcome, one and all, to another edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. Oh, yes. Welcome! As we are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Tsutsuti. This is Mike, the Penguin Lover Klankoff.
That's me.
And we got Brian, the Darkwing Daily, behind the boards, who will be joining us here on this very comfy and awesome couch in just a few moments. But first, we are brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. What the?
Oh, my God.
Did I just knock your hair off?
You knocked all my hair off.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
I underestimated the power of this.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Maddie, what'd you do?
Even I don't know. I didn't know I had this power for the longest time.
And they
Jesus.
just got the empty netter.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo.
What did you do? What did I do to you? Jesus. I feel guilty now.
You
Oh
broke
my
'em.
God.
I took all those lovely locks away from Mr. Klankoff.
What is wrong with you?
Yes. Now I have the best hair in the business.
Damn it.
Oh, but anyway, it is weird though seeing you with a haircut. I'm not
You're
gonna
telling
lie.
me I have to live with it.
Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. Once again, we are starting off with a few laughs. Unfortunately, I cannot continue to laugh because the Flyers have officially dropped their 7th straight game. That is including overtime losses. It all started with their little trip down to the Sunshine State where they lost in a shootout to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And ever since then, it's like Tampa, not only did they take the extra point, they sucked out all of the scoring and all of the fun and all of the everything from the Flyers. Because ever since then, they haven't been able to get a win to save their sorry asses.
Diddly.
And unfortunately,
Diddly.
yeah. And unfortunately, it is starting to show on the standings because now the Flyers have gone behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. And it's also looking like they're going to go behind the Columbus fucking Blue Jackets. And if they keep this trend going, they will then eventually be behind the New Jersey Devils. And if the Panthers manage to go on an unbelievable run at the last minute, the Flyers could possibly find themselves on the outside looking in of the playoffs altogether. Wow. Like, just wow.
Yeah.
Like, 1 week, and this team has gone from being one of the best teams in the East to being one of the absolute worst teams in the East. It's just unbelievable how that happened. What did happen? What changed? Like, you took one loss in Tampa. Big shock. But guess what? Tampa's killed a lot of teams in Tampa. What's the fucking difference that you lose to Tampa one game in a shootout? You have nothing to be ashamed of. You lost in the one thing we always lose in.
Listen, the one thing you guys did win in was the fact that you kept the concussion streak against the Penguins, giving Brian Rust a concussion in the game from
yeah, but that was going to happen.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
you know,
we knew
that
something was bound to happen.
Yeah, it was going to happen.
But
That's a given.
even that game, I mean, Brian's talking about it on Facebook and everything, too, about how bad their defense has been.
I know.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
it's been a putrid.
Another 5 goals again tonight against Columbus.
Yeah, they're now -2 on the goal differential for the season.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
like,
putrid.
what the
I mean, they've been kind of hovering with that plus very few, like 5, and, you know, basically even hockey. But, I mean, it's ultimately benefited them as, you know, they were number 1 just a couple weeks ago when we last did our show. And now look at them. Now Flyer fans need to worry. Big time. I think. You know, I mean, I think they will get shit together, personally, but it is worrisome for sure.
I just
They need to. They have absolutely no choice at this point.
Yeah.
Defense needs to really step up because they just look terrible,
Yeah.
to be completely honest
Oh,
with
my
you.
God. But you know what, though? Even going back to the
I got to learn
Penguins
to
game.
put the microphone on the other way. Keep giving it a
Going
little
back to the
twirl.
Penguins game, which, you know, I think actually, no, because after the Penguins game, they did win 1 game, I believe. But anyway, it was the night, of course, that we couldn't come and have our show, which I was very upset. No, it was part of the losing streak because it was last week. But
yeah, they haven't won a game. in
But yeah,
quite
'cause you
some
made your
time.
joke.
I was so upset. I'm like, of course, you know, the weather was bad for us. We couldn't have a show, unfortunately, last week. But I couldn't make fun of Maddie with my Penguins winning. I was upset.
Yeah, Yeah.
I was upset.
Wow, I'm real fucking happy we had.
This is,
Yeah,
these are the times I
that
live
is
for.
such a goddamn shame we didn't have a show.
It
Wow,
is.
you
I
know.
mean, like I said, these are the times I live for. You know,
Another-
when the Flyers lose and Maddie's pissed off.
Yeah, this is just great. You know, I've never had to suppress my gag reflex more than watching the Flyers play over the last freaking week of just terrible, terrible play. Like, again, I'm gonna ask this question: what the fuck changed? You lost in Tampa in a very respectable way. You lost in a shootout.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it. You lost in a shootout. God, how many times have the Flyers lost in a shootout? I don't know. Almost every single fucking time they've been in a shootout since the damn thing's inception. Although they managed to get the first place in the Met in a shootout and to the playoffs in 2010 in a shootout. Figure that one the fuck out. But again, what changed? Nothing. Nothing changed. And then after that loss, you're going to go on a 6-game skid
Yeah.
to top it off? Like,
Can't do that.
I just think this defense isn't good enough, and I've been saying all year.
well, that's
This
see,
defense is going to be the X factor in whether or not the team makes the playoffs.
but that's the weird thing, though. The defense was playing just fine. It was playing just fine going into this game, and then I feel like
And
it's
they
just
all just shit the bed.
yeah, it's just like what the fuck just happened? Like, did you really? Was Tampa that bad? Was Tampa that hard to defend against? Now you're just worn the fuck out. Like, just what
it's
is
not
going
even
on?
just that. It's mental mistakes that they're making. The game against Boston, they should not have lost. But Shane Gostisbehere and both Sean Couturier stood there scratching their fucking ass while Brad
Yeah.
Marchand digs for that puck and scores the game-winning goal.
Which is horseshit. Yeah,
I
that
hate
that was
that weasel.
terrible. Yeah,
Everybody hates the rat.
Speaking of Boston, they were down 3-0 against
Well,
Florida.
okay, that's one good thing.
And
That's one
David
good thing.
Backus left the game with a game misconduct. Check from behind today, too. So
Oh, good.
Boston's just a bunch of scumbags.
They really are.
You know?
Yeah,
They really are.
they are.
But yeah, I mean, I said it in a video that we posted up on A2D Radio on our Facebook page last week now.
Yeah, last week, yeah.
I think the Flyers should have gone after more defense than just Johnny Oduya. I mean, this is the time of
Yeah.
year you're going to see teams, playing spoiler, trying to play harder to get a better playoff position, to get that matchup that they want. What did the Flyers do to upgrade?
And,
Johnny Oduya, I mean, I like the move to get Johnny Oduya. He's not playing enough to make a difference.
Mhm.
And then you still have a defense full of kids.
That's
You
the
need to
main
get
part.
that veteran
Yeah,
presence,
I
and
mean,
Andy
Mc-
McDonald
I
is
was
not
gonna say
doing it.
McDonald's, they're
Oh,
And
veteran
then
God.
Radko Gudas is, well,
scumbag.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's worrisome for Flyers fans for sure right now. I mean, it's just,
Beyond worrisome.
I mean, what have we seen though? Like almost every game has been four plus goals, right?
Yeah, to the point where
Yep.
now they're a -2 goal differential in the standings.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's starting to look dangerous because right now the Flyers still have the same playoff matchup because they did lose to Columbus, but Columbus did not have enough points to tie the Flyers. They had just enough. Oh no, they did tie them. That correction. They did tie the Flyers. However, because of just the way the row is, that's the only reason why the Flyers happen to be ahead of Columbus
Wow.
right now.
So that actually puts the Devils in 5th.
The Devils will still currently be facing Tampa,
Wow.
and Columbus would be facing Washington right now. We'd still be facing you guys, but again, that
Still a series I don't want.
that'll
It's-
change
it's
though.
not a series I don't
Oh,
want.
don't worry,
Yeah.
it's gonna change with the way this team's been playing. The next freaking game's gonna be another goddamn loss at this point. Like it's just like what the fuck, like
Well, if I say they're going to lose, then they'll win. So
you're just not gonna say shit.
I'll say they win this game. No.
Well, I want to jump to some of these comments coming in on Facebook because there's one specifically that I want to get to. Now, I'm going to start up at the top with Michael Mataraki chiming in. Michael Mataraki of AM and the PM here on A2D Radio
And lazy booking.
and Lazy Booking. Yeah. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting he's a part of that. Sorry, Mikey. All right, so he's telling you to loose the hood, show us the new do.
Yeah, Maddie slapped it off.
He said the Flyers look brutal tonight. Will Pierce chiming in saying not making it in. Unreal. Steve Krasowski saying that they're just too inconsistent. And he left me another comment that I want to get to. Chrome chiming in, who was just on Lazy Booking here. It isn't looking very good right now, fellas, but I have faith that they'll turn it around. Steve chiming back in with they look good against Winnipeg, which they did. They looked better. They rebounded better, but ultimately they lost whatever mojo they had.
Yeah.
It
I know what comment you're going to. And I
And
love it.
yeah, he also goes on to say they've never had a number one goalie. That's the problem.
Bingo.
I don't think that is a problem.
I
They've gotten to a Stanley Cup final with Michael Layton and Brian Boucher. It's the defense in front. They have to play better. Peter Mrazek has shown that he can play well. Alex Lyon showed tonight that he could play well. The defense needs to play better in front. They need to start picking up the rebounds. They need to clear the fucking zone, which I don't know why they can't do. They can't clear the zone.
They were doing it all year, and now all of a sudden they can't.
And
do
now
it.
they're sitting there. I don't know what they're doing. They're not playing defense.
I
They
don't,
look like garbage right now.
I don't understand. Like again, I'm just gonna say this. What the fuck changed? Nothing changed. You are still the same fucking team you were last month. Nothing fucking changed. You just took a loss in Tampa. It is not the end of the world, but apparently one fucking loss in Tampa changed
Everybody
everything.
takes a loss in Tampa.
Everybody
in
does.
Tampa, yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
You know who takes it in Tampa? Everybody takes it in Tampa because that's how Tampa plays. Right up the fucking Hershey Highway to everyone in the goddamn NHL.
Thanks for
I
chiming
love
in,
it.
Steve.
I love these nights.
And we have, I'm assuming this is your father chiming in.
It might be. I don't know.
Penguins victory.
Might be, I don't know. He could be.
He says he is.
He's only responsible for me existing. You know, I don't know.
He does have senior in front of his name. Right?
Yeah.
That might
can't
be
be
a
sure.
possible hint.
And then another family member of yours chiming in. Who's the guy on the right with the short hair? He's a new guy.
I'm not your son anymore.
He's I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Mike, I am your father.
Frank Enright chiming in. My Blackhawks are eliminated from the playoffs. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Frank, I believe that their window is closing.
They're not officially eliminated, but there's 68 points left in the standings. I don't see that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Greg Malakovich chiming in on multiple shows now, apparently. And then there was one left. Best hair in the business is down to one guy now.
Oh.
Flow on, Matty. The Flyers need to check to see what's going on between their legs and sack up. I
Yeah.
agree wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys see what the pinned comment is, by the way, from us?
Disclaimer from E2D Radio. Guy in Pittsburgh Penguins is an A2D quota.
I'm here, boys.
Equal opportunity. Yep,
Yes, that's what we are here.
we
all
had to
right?
fill that out.
Listen,
Yep.
we take
Yep.
anybody, no matter what they are, who they like. I mean, shit, we have Cowboys fans.
Fucking government.
Ducks.
Anyway.
I mean, it's just bird gang around here, I guess. I don't know.
Seriously, Bird Gang.
Well,
Hashtag.
Technically, it kind of counts for me, too, because it's flying. So, you know. Not really, because, yeah. Well,
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
No, I would never do that. No.
Frank Vespi
No.
saying, looking sharp there, Clink. You're getting a lot of compliments.
Man,
for your
everybody
haircut.
loves me, man. I just
Only it's a shame it's not Mike. We don't know who this guy is.
they just saw me walking down the street with a hockey jersey on. They're like, "Come
Like,
on
yeah,
in.
you know what? We
You
don't
want to
have
do a show? Come on
yeah.
in."
Our third guy decided to stiff us tonight, so we're like, you know what? We'll just take this guy's no on experience.
I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, just like, what do I do? Do I just I say words, right? Yes,
Yes.
something like that. Yes, just go with it.
Steve chiming back in with no one is ever in front of the net for the rebounds either.
Yes,
no,
it's
that's true too. That's absolutely 100%
That is true. That's actually, and you know what though? That is not something new. That has been a problem all year.
Mhm.
That has been a problem all fucking year.
Yep. Dean Sensi?
Senzi.
Senzi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sensi, Sensei.
You,
Another
I'm gonna
fan.
leave. I'm gonna leave this.
Another
I'm
fan.
gonna leave this comment alone because you're
Now
riled
get
up
him brewed
enough.
up. Get him. Get him
All
going.
right, let's do it. I like the pun.
I
How
like
about them Devils?
Oh,
the comment.
how about them Devils?
How about them
How about
Devils?
this? How about them? How about them? They're still behind us, so don't jump to conclusions, bud. Don't go too far.
John Qualtiera chiming in. The Flyers are going to collapse out of the playoffs. They couldn't beat the Mites on ice. Melt that ice now and keep the hardware down. That's kind of harsh.
I know
That's very
Gouda
harsh.
will get a
Damn.
fucking penalty though. Cream some little kid in a freaking corner.
Oh, Goudas, absolutely. Did you watch him with the guys from what's it called, On the Boards?
Oh yeah.
The dudes from Canada.
Yep. They're funny as
That
hell,
was
man.
hysterical. He just absolutely destroyed the one dude. He's just like, ow.
Yeah.
And he got back. He's, why'd you hit me so hard?
Yeah.
Dean chiming back in with for now.
For now. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how long that. We'll see. We'll see where the for now comment goes.
Frank Enright wants to
Season
know:
ain't
did the
over
Blues
yet.
win tonight?
Oh,
Did the
no.
Blues win tonight?
Did the St. Louis Blues win tonight? Well,
Did they
let's
play
find-
tonight?
I don't know, actually. Let's take a look at the scores. I can't on there because I'm on the Flyers site there, so that wouldn't work. Let's see
No.
here.
But jumping back to Steve's comment, it all goes back to defense, man. They're not doing anything right, and that's the reason why they're losing games right now.
Yeah.
It's the reason why
Blues-
Peter Mrazek got pulled tonight.
True. And real quick, Blues are losing 3-1 against the Avalanche with 5:50 to go in the third.
Ducks need them to lose.
Let me just check the standings.
I'm
here.
waiting on the Blues,
Well,
Frank.
Panthers end up winning the game too, by the way.
Oh, okay. So the
That makes you feel any
Panthers.
better.
So the Panthers are now what 70? They're 5 points behind Jersey now.
Dean, I kind of agree with your comment here, bro. Gudis is a little bit like the Marchand from the Flyers, or of the Flyers.
I hate Marchand. Oh
I
my
hate
God,
Marchand.
I hate him.
I hate him.
He's a
Oh,
fucking
correction.
weasel.
3 points behind the Devils now are the Florida Panthers. But anyway,
The Ducks are out now?
the Ducks are currently 0 points, tied with
Colorado passed us.
Colorado. Yeah. So if Colorado solidifies the
Ugh,
win,
there's
then
nothing
they
worse.
will.
So wait,
currently-
who's Colorado playing?
St. Louis.
Come on, St. Louis!
St. Louis is 3 points behind Colorado, so they actually have a lot to gain if they can get this win.
Crap, I'm gonna lose there.
Yeah. It's not that's not
What
pretty.
is it? A three-way tie down there, right?
It pretty much is because Calgary's 2 points behind Colorado. Anaheim's not because they're
Oh, that's
even
cool.
with them. And St. Louis is 3 points behind.
Oh.
So it's a pretty close battle between these three teams, or four technically for the final wild card spot between these two. So overall, though, to put a comment on the Flyers situation here, as bad as it is, and as bad as it's gotten, it isn't over. That's
Far
the
from.
that is the best thing you can pull out of it.
Oh, they did get a
Far from. Oh yeah, they beat Winnipeg.
Oh, they beat
2-1.
Winnipeg. Oh, well, okay. Forgive me for
Okay.
noticing they got
One out
one
of
win
six.
in the middle of this entire bullshit that they were going through here. Okay, one
Should have
win.
beat Boston too.
Here's the thing, though. As great as that is to get a win on Winnipeg, because I really don't like the Jets and I hate Dustin Bufflin, so that's perfectly fine. The problem is it's only one win out of, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Keep
7
going up.
games.
Did they win prior to?
Oh,
Carolina?
no, and they lost to Carolina, too. So 8 games. So out of 8 games this month, you have only,
They've dropped 7 out of 8.
you only have 1 win to your name.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
not
is, especially with the way they've been
Especially,
playing the last
yeah,
month.
I mean, they should. They were number 1 in the division. You know,
Which,
pushing for it.
to
and-
be fair, they probably weren't going to hold it, so we knew that was
No,
going to happen.
But at least I got the one question right when we asked when they started getting hot. Well, will they ever get first place? And you know,
They
They were
did say,
there. They
yeah.
got there
they did.
they
for a
did.
day.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah.
But I still got the answer right. That's what I'm saying.
What the important thing, what you're saying is that I'm right.
Yes.
And basically
That's-
what I'm trying to respond to is that none of you believe me, so fuck you. That's what Mikey's saying. Anyway, so with that being said, the division's one thing. You know, I wasn't looking at the division. I was at least looking at good playoff positioning with a possible home ice advantage that we could have had on Pittsburgh. Now it's looking like we probably can't get that back now because Pittsburgh's playing pretty well.
Took a bad loss last night.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that's
New York.
one in a sea of how
Horrible.
many the Flyers have taken, so it
Horrible
ain't the
loss.
worst thing in the world for
I mean,
you guys.
I'm happy it was overtime. We got a win tonight against Montreal.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just the point is that with that being said, you guys can pretty much keep home ice against us or against Columbus, which is
Yeah.
looking like it's now starting to become.
By the way, I do want to salute the Flyers fans though for going out Wednesday night during that game. That was a packed stadium. You know, after the frickin' storms that we were getting. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
I
was
was out
bad.
of power for. I know you were too, Maddie.
I was.
I was
was
stuck
out.
at work.
Close to 8 hours. I was out of power. So
Yeah, mine was out for a while too.
yeah.
Didn't come back on until 4 in the freaking morning. That was fun. Oh, nothing worse when you're studying too for like a test, and you have to do it by candlelight.
I'm literally writing
Yeah.
writing my midterm for my class.
Power gone.
No.
Yeah. Oh God, nothing worse.
Boy,
Nothing worse.
your buddy Dean's taking shots.
He always does.
He's
a ball buster.
I love it. Oh, he always is.
Just to say it, Mikey without the hair. The first time since kindergarten since the hair didn't reach his shoulders, but the Pens jersey takes away all the compliments. But still better than a Barf jersey, also known as a Rangers jersey.
All right, I'll agree with you on that one. I will agree with
But
you.
he's still a Devils fan.
I don't. All right. Listen.
Hey, listen, how you feel about the Flyers is how they feel about the
Yeah,
Rangers.
he's the guy who went to the home opener for the Devils this season.
Oh, I was jealous of you guys.
That was a great game.
I was. I texted him like, you son of a bitch.
So, yeah, but the thing about that is that I think we can all agree though that the Rangers can suck it. So I think that's official all around the board. The
Yep.
Rangers blow.
They
Yep,
bent
so-
us
so,
over
yeah.
after we were up 2-0 in that game.
They had a big win. They held. Who did they beat the other night?
Us.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Last night they beat us in
Well, you
overtime.
know, let's see here. The Rangers are. Let's see.
They're still probably only 10 points behind for the.
Let's see here.
for the
The
second wild
the
card.
Rangers are 9 points behind that second
Are
wild
they?
card spot, like Carolina.
It's freaking
Yeah.
ridiculous, and yet they're the team that sold everybody, and yet they're still there.
I know.
They
They're
still have nice pieces like Mika Zibanejad, who had that game-winning
Well, I
goal.
mean, yeah, they got Nemesnikov too out of that trade as well. So
I mean,
that's,
look at it this way. It could
that's
be,
a piece for the future.
That's
man.
a huge piece for the future.
It could
20 goals, 25 goals,
It could be
25 years old. Sorry,
Yeah.
Matt, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's fine. It could be worse though. We can all sit back and say at least we are not Vancouver and Arizona.
Sure.
Two of the teams that are officially, by the numbers, eliminated from playoff contention.
Wow.
But that was pretty much a lock for Arizona. But for Vancouver, they're still building.
Yes.
They've got a future. For Arizona, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And
But
unfortunately,
anyway.
they lost. They lost a huge piece in Brock Brozier.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Broken
mean, it wouldn't
back.
have benefited
Ugh,
them
that's
anyway for
bad.
the rest of the year, but it's a shame because that kid was on fire.
Yeah.
He was on fire. Took a nasty, not even a nasty hit. He just hit the boards funky, and he
That's
just
all it takes.
broke his back. I hope that kid he gets back soon.
So do I, man. The kid's a great player.
He's a great player. Such a bright spot for Vancouver. If
It
I was a
is.
Vancouver fan, I'd be like,
I'd be
I'm
excited.
excited.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd definitely be excited, but not a lot to look forward for the
Nah.
rest of the season.
no.
No, not really. You're just watching it just to say that you're a fan
Yeah.
at this point. But we got David Roska chiming in on the YouTube as
As
Dave, what's up,
always.
brother?
He says our Anaheim Ducks will be in the postseason, dominate Nashville.
Ooh, that's a bold statement, my
That-
man.
balls on that one.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say
Hey,
about
listen,
that
I
statement.
agree. They're gonna get to the playoffs,
I think they will.
Well,
I
okay.
think they will.
That's
but
not-
they're not gonna dominate Nashville. I'm sorry, Dave. Like I agree with half of what you just said.
and
To
then-
dominate Nashville, that's like Matty said. That one takes balls, my friend. That
And-
one takes balls, my friend.
And then look at my name says let's go Flyers.
But
I
we'll
still
see.
love that.
We'll see you
Still love
competing
that.
for that
Yeah.
cup. We'll see you competing for that cup.
Still love that. We're the let's go Flyers. Still some faith. It's not going away. Thank you,
No,
Christ.
you
And then
can't
David-
lose your faith. They're
and-
still a playoff team right now.
Then David Roska then said our Ducks won last night.
Yes, they
Yes,
did.
what was it,
3-0.
3-0, okay.
With
know they had
probably the
3.
best sign I've ever seen in the penalty box when one of the Sedin brothers, I forget who it was, I think it was Daniel, went to the box and the dude had a sign up against the glass, said, "Now you sit here and think about what you've done."
That's great.
It was great.
That's great.
Oh, I loved
my
it.
God.
All right, Steve Kozowski chiming in again. If the season ended today, what two teams are the final and who wins the cup?
Well, let's see here. Let's look at the playoff matchups.
Three-peat. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so
With the way
let's
they've
see.
been playing lately, I could
You know what,
possibly
though?
see that.
Real quick before we do get into that, I need to talk about them a little bit. We need Matt Murray back and bad, okay? Because our goaltender situation is just awful.
so
right now.
dire without
It
him.
is so bad.
Oh
like
my
I love
God.
Casey DeSmith. I love Tristan Jarry. I think they're
see-
going to be great goaltenders in the future.
Just not this year.
But but with the fact that Matt Murray's out, yes, we are getting wins, and I'm surprised that we are. It's just bad. Their rebound control is awful, and you know
that sounds similar.
it is
Right?
very
That
similar.
sounds very
Yeah.
familiar.
Our defense.
Yeah.
I'm. Listen, I said it before. I love the fact that we got Derek Brassard, but we brought no defense in at all, and it's killing me. You know, I mean, we got a great young core, but it's not an Ian Cole who led the league in playoffs and blocked shots that year.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's a guy we're missing, a Ron Hainsey that's just there because he fucking blocks everything. You know, we're missing that kind of defenseman. It's just like
Yeah, you had that in Ian Cole, and you traded him away.
No, Alexi,
And then he got traded again.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
impressive.
is sad, though. How is it that a guy who did nothing but work hard
Yeah,
for
but
his
he's,
team get traded twice?
With Columbus now, right?
Which isn't
Yeah.
a bad thing.
He went to the Senators, and then the Senators traded him to Columbus. So, I mean, he's in the playoffs still. He went from being one of the worst teams in the East to now going back to a playoff team in 2 days.
Yeah.
So,
And
Not
we
even.
had
I
to
don't
deal
even
with
think he
him.
played for
I
Ottawa.
hope the best for him because I was a huge Ian Cole fan, but it's so different watching a team where it's like, damn, we really rely on us scoring now. You
Got
know,
away
if-
with a
if-
cross check tonight. He got away with a nasty
I didn't
cross check
see
on Couturier tonight.
Did he? I didn't see it. But Couturier probably deserved it. So
I was just
Oh,
after a
yeah,
goal scored.
because, you know, that's the kind of
Giroud
player
just scored,
Couturier
and
is,
Couturier was
yeah.
going backwards. Ian Cole just came in and went boom. I'm like, all right, so
My
no penalty there.
man.
That's
My man.
That's great. That's great,
my
ref.
man.
All right, ref. I think
That's
you
what
need
I'm
to
talking
declare
about.
yourself legally blind. But anyway,
All right, so
right.
let's jump into Steve's question.
Yeah.
'cause
All right,
I
so-
love the
so-
question.
So let's see here. Matchups in the East.
Good.
Or actually, you know what? Let's do the West. Let's do the West. Fuck it. We'll do the West first.
okay.
All right, on to Vegas Golden Knights versus the Dallas Stars. Knights.
I'm
Yeah.
going Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Definitely.
is not a shocker. San Jose versus Los Angeles.
I already know who I got. It's the same team I
think
picked 2 weeks ago.
San Jose.
San Jose, yeah.
My team in the West, the same team we picked 2 weeks ago when we talked about this as well. Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg is the team to beat.
Well, they're facing off Minnesota, so they would beat Minnesota.
I think
And
they
then
could. Yeah, definitely.
Nashville would face Colorado. Nashville wins that.
I think it would be closer than what people would think.
It'd be close, but I still think Nashville wins.
I think
at the
Nashville
end
will
of the day.
win too. I think
yeah.
they're overall better veteran team. Colorado's still young.
Listen,
That's the problem.
I agree with Nashville, but I don't think it's going to be close.
You know, no,
It'll be a sweep.
No,
I-
not a sweep. They'll
I
get
think-
one.
I think it could be a series like the Capitals in Toronto last.
I mean,
It
it's
could be.
possible.
I
Yeah.
think they have a good chance of making it a series like that, where the young, fast team.
But
you know,
Nashville is just so fucking strong.
They are, and it's hard to argue against them. But
Like Anaheim played them a few days ago.
yeah,
Turned the game on. They got smoked in every aspect
yeah. I
of the
mean,
game.
we played them the first 2 out of our first 4 games was against Nashville, so we haven't really got to see them in full season form, which I'm kind of happy. But I mean, yeah, no, there's no doubt they're a hell of a team, without a doubt. So, but I think it could be a close series, honestly.
So let's see here. So looking down the line, I am going to say, who winds up in the Cup final?
I think it's Winnipeg. I think the addition of Paul Stastny really helps build some depth in that team and makes them more
does a
solid.
lot. It definitely does.
Defense has
Nice-
already
nice
been playing
centerman.
well. You got Mason, who's been playing well for Winnipeg. You got
Patrick
Hellebuck.
Laine, 40 goals
Patrick
already this year.
Laine, Jesus.
Holy shit.
He's looking like a goat with that beard, though.
Dude, that kid is phenomenal.
He really is.
I remember last year we were talking about what was it? No, last year when he was a rookie, we were talking about him, and you said that he was the best guy in the draft. And you know what? I was right with you on that. And boys, he turned.
But it's a tough sell between him and Austin Matthews because they're
I
both
know.
very similar
Yeah.
players, both phenomenal fucking
Yeah,
players.
they're both doing great. I mean, if you've went either way, you're fine.
Right.
You know.
But I like the team that Lane's on better than I like the team Austin Matthews is on.
Yeah.
Both teams are going to be
Right
good,
now, yeah.
but if we're talking right now, Lane's in a better situation.
Yep.
You know, I am going to just a counter. I will go with Vegas. I know that's crazy, but I'll do it.
No, I mean.
Well, why
it's-
not? I
it's
mean,
not,
is it
though.
really that crazy? They're an expansion team, the best expansion team probably ever.
Yeah.
They've broken all the records. They're the second best team in the West. Is it really that crazy to think of them going to the Stanley Cup?
No,
Plus, also Fleury
not.
has been known to snag a cup or two, I think, in his
Uh,
history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They build a
Now,
good defense and they
that
have a
would-
good offense and they make good moves at the deadline.
Yeah, that would be amazing if he could reach three cups in a row. You know,
That would be crazy on 2 different teams.
2 different teams. The
And-
last person
and
would be
let's see.
Marion Hossa, I would think.
Yeah, and
Because
then
he did it with 3 different teams. In
he
3
only
different
won
years.
one though. That was the difference.
The Blackhawks.
Like if
Yeah.
if
Well,
Fleury actually did that and he actually accomplished the feat of
Oh, yeah,
winning
yeah,
3
yeah.
straight cups, but with 2 different teams, I don't think anybody else really done that.
Well,
And
he
I
did it
thi-
with 3 different teams. So he did it with Chicago, Detroit, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he lost with Pittsburgh, then went to Detroit, lost with Detroit, then went to Chicago and won.
Yeah, that famous moment.
That
Wait,
was-
he lost both of those?
Yeah, because he was with us in 08,
And then
And then we
Before-
won in 09, and he went to Detroit.
All right, so you're just talking Stanley Cup appearances. We're not talking wins then.
No. I'm
No,
just
yeah.
saying
Okay.
appearances.
But
Yeah, I
Fleury,
gotcha.
Fleury has the task of possibly being able to accomplish the feat of I won 3 Stanley Cups in a row.
Yeah.
One, I really didn't even do anything
And
because
one with-
Murray did it, and then
yeah,
the other.
but he got him there.
He's
you
still-
have to say,
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
last year he got him there. If
Yeah.
it was not for Fleury, they
Oh
were
no
not
no! I
making
meant
it.
I meant the one before with San,
Yeah,
against
oh,
San Jose,
yeah,
not
okay.
the one with Nashville.
Yeah,
no,
that
no.
was a surprise to everybody.
Yeah.
I think Murray comes out of the locker room and he's the lead goalie, and you're like,
Yeah, who the fuck
Holy
is Matt Murray?
shit.
Yeah.
you know?
Literally, that was everybody's response. Who the fuck is Matt Murray?
No,
you know,
I always said about Matt Murray too when I talked about it with like my dad and stuff. I said this goaltender, man, he's nasty. I was like, he had like 3 straight games of no goals allowed in the AHL. I'm like, this guy's got to come up soon. We need a solid backup. Comes up, gets a win in his first game, and then it's just like, oh shit, this kid's good.
I just want to
Winning,
throw this
winning,
out there.
Winning.
Since we're talking about the Vegas Golden Knights, Dean left a comment.
Oh,
The
boy.
Devils are said to be in rebuild, but look at how they're playing. Beat the Vegas Knights 8-3 last night.
They did.
Hashtag rebuild.
Yeah.
That might be the
listen,
that
man.
might be the worst beating they've taken all year.
Probably.
And it's against the Devils.
It's all right. Doesn't
Damn
really,
it.
doesn't really matter because look who they got. Look who the
Thank
Devils.
you, Devils.
But
Yeah.
but to answer that question though, look at who the Devils would
Doesn't
have.
really help though.
Yeah.
No.
But here's the thing though. Okay, so before we get into Mike's choice of who would represent the West, it doesn't really matter because guess who the Devils have to face if the playoffs started today? They'd have to face Tampa.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's tough.
Sorry,
That's
not
tough.
sorry. Tampa's going to crush you. Sorry about that. And yeah, you don't win that series.
Well, actually, I think that could be that series that was Washington and Toronto last year.
Yeah.
I think-
the Devils are
Devils defensively are built
They-
pretty good, and Schneider's been playing
yeah.
really well.
And then during the trade deadline, they only got stronger there. They got stronger with Grabner. Grabner's fucking
Grabner,
crazy.
Patrick Maroon. Patrick
Yeah.
Maroon can score. He's also a
Yeah,
physical
20+
presence.
goal scorer every year.
All he needs to do is hit Stamkos one time.
Mhm.
He could knock him out. Not that I would wish that, but he's just a presence.
Yeah. No doubt.
He
I mean,
makes people scared to touch the puck.
the Devils are definitely a team to watch out for, and it's hard to say, but they're finally a good team this year.
Yeah.
They really are. And
Rebuild, they might
Schneider's
be retooling now.
finally back and healthy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And then behind him,
Kincaid's
Kincaid's
holding
been
it-
playing
yeah,
well, too.
Kincaid's been holding it down. So,
Yeah.
I mean, watch out, honestly, and it's crazy to even say that. I didn't think, when we were talking about it in the beginning of the season, we thought it was just a typical Devils season where they start off in the top and float back down to the bottom. But
They're sticking
they're
around.
hovering.
They're sticking around.
There's no holes in their ship yet, so
No.
I mean,
Right now, their closest opponent to them is Florida, and Florida's 3 points behind them.
yeah, and they got to win tonight. I don't know if
I
that's
can't believe
updated or
Florida's
not,
playing as
but
well as they are, but
No, that is updated.
It is updated.
so who do you got, Mikey, in the West?
I'm gonna. Oh man, it's definitely one of the top 2 teams up there.
Well, here's the thing. It's never the one that you always think it's going to be.
No, and I think it's gonna be Vegas, but my other option is Nashville again. But I'm going Vegas.
I think Nashville's the obvious choice. But like I said, I like Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg's very strong.
Winnipeg's a great choice, and they're 3 for me on the totem pole, and I think they could definitely surprise everybody. Well, not really surprise because they're playing good, but they could definitely make a big push to the Stanley Cup. But I'm going Vegas, man. It's if you have to go to their stadium and play them 4 times in a 7-game series, you're fucked. I'm sorry, but
One of the
not
best
many
home
people
teams in
win-
the league this
not
year.
many people win there. So
And the only team that could have home ice on them currently is Nashville.
yeah.
That's the only team. Everybody else would have to go to Vegas to start the series.
Let's see here.
I think the odds are with them. I mean,
Slow down a little bit, Manny.
they
Sure.
have a
Why not?
constant crowd. Think of where they're at. There's always noise in that stadium. Everybody that goes there that's not even a hockey fan is going to be cheering for them. That's the thing. They're going to be loud. It's going to be one of the worst away games you ever play, especially during a playoff atmosphere.
Oh, agreed.
So
Dude, agreed. Like, the atmosphere just in the first game alone, first week of the season alone was absolutely ridiculous, and the
Yeah.
players fed off of that.
mhm.
Wait till the playoffs. It's only going to get better for them.
It's insane.
It's only going to get
It's
better.
absolutely insane.
That
So-
place is going to rock.
Yeah,
Alright.
I have to go Vegas.
So
I mean, I'm wearing the guy's
Vegas-
jersey now. I mean,
So Vegas, Winnipeg. All right, on to the East matchups. Tampa versus New Jersey, Boston versus Toronto, Washington versus Columbus, and Pittsburgh versus Philly. I'm going to put an asterisk next to that because that probably isn't going to last.
Yeah,
so
no, I say the
anyway,
Flyers would win. I never have faith against the Flyers in the playoff.
you
man.
should because unfortunately the way my team's playing, it's like,
But you know what though, Matty?
fuck it.
What does the season matter when you get to the playoffs? We might be
That is
3
true.
We might
It
be
ain't
3-0
worth a damn.
against you guys this year so far, but it does not mean shit.
This is true.
You know, when the playoffs are here, everybody's louder. You know, games are tougher. Everybody, it's do or die at this point.
Especially, I mean, even this
and
time
it's
of
a
year, it
rivalry.
is.
It's one of the biggest rivalries in.
It
in
is
the
one of the
NHL.
biggest
Right
rivalries
now.
in the NHL, yeah. I mean, the pure hatred of Crosby is so strong.
I love it though. I love when they boo him. Every time he touches the puck, they boo him. You know, they taunt
Him,
him, and then he
Malkin.
scores. And I'm just like, thank you. You're feeding him. Feed him more. Boo him. I don't care. You know, I love it. I love every time that they boo him because he just plays even better. You know? I mean, sometimes, granted, he does get to his head a little bit, but, I mean, he scores. Every game this year, I think he's got at least a point.
That's all right, though. With the trend of us injuring Penguins, maybe one of these days we'll actually injure Crosby, and then it's like, well, there goes half the offense.
Well, Randy Bacher brings up a very good point. Flyers are still in third place.
They are still in
So-
third place. Yeah.
It's close third place.
It
It's
is
very close, but
yeah.
it's a very close division, too.
It is, and
It's
the sad
insane, like
that's
it's-
that's the reason why losing to Columbus tonight is such a problem.
it's bad
you
because
know?
you're the team chasing him.
Yeah, and that's the team that's right behind you, and the Devils aren't too far behind them either.
Yeah.
So it's just
Your
like
boy Dean brings up a good point, too. In 2012, going back to your comment about home ice, the Kings didn't have home field advantage at all. We all saw what happened. Sweeps in the first 3 rounds. Home field doesn't always mean anything.
This
Which is
No,
a true
but-
statement.
It is definitely
It's
true.
all
but
momentum, too.
It is. But when we think about it, though, Vegas is one of the hottest teams still. And like I said, they're a sold-out crowd every game.
Yeah, and
You
the
know?
thing about that is though is you got to be a really good team that can take home ice and turn it around on another team. And right now, from what I see in the West, especially with Dallas, I don't think Dallas is the team to do
No.
it. Even the opponent that they would face after it, because I believe they're in the Pacific Division, so
Yeah,
they would
so
have to
it'd
face
be-
either San Jose or Los
and I
Angeles.
think they would smoke them. too.
Yeah, I don't see San Jose or Los Angeles doing that. It wouldn't be till the Western Conference they would have anybody that could remotely try and attempt something like that.
Can we have those 2 teams not play each other this year? Because I feel like every time that they
Yes,
play each other.
yes.
Well, listen,
It's-
you know where I'm going with this,
Yeah.
right?
They always go to the Stanley Cup
Not even that.
Finals.
Not even that. Every time that these 2 teams meet in the last couple years, probably what is it?
Well, I can tell you, it's a hell of a series.
It's always a hell of a series. But last time these 2 teams met, San Jose went to the Cup. The time before that, these 2 teams met, LA went to the Stanley Cup.
And won. That's the funny part.
Can
and
we?
won.
Can these 2 teams not? Because
Yeah.
if history tends to repeat itself, which it does,
Oh God! Could you
one of these 2
imagine?
teams may wind up in the
Just
Cup.
Johnny Quick wakes up. They pull off another 3-0 comeback on San Jose. They
yeah,
go
I
on
was
to
gonna
win
say they're
another
down
Stanley Cup.
3-0.
This time they
Ah.
and then it's a rematch between them and the Devils, and they beat the Devils again in the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh my God, that'd be freaking hilarious if that did
Well,
happen.
we're hoping the Devils don't get there, man.
No. But that's the thing. Though. It would be even better because then the Devils get all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals just to lose to the Los Angeles
don't
Kings
wanna give-
again.
I don't wanna give 'em
would be
that
great.
chance, though.
No, I don't either. But still, it'd be funny as shit if that did happen because that'd be like, yes, the Devils lost
I don't wanna-
again in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's always fun
Listen,
to
I don't
say.
want to think about LA in the Cup again, winning another cup. They already got one on
This would be at his
Anaheim.
expense, too. That's the sad part of it because they would.
That's another Stanley Cup I wouldn't
it
watch.
would be 3 cups.
Actually,
to
that's
the
not true.
last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh,
come on.
God.
You know, even if you hate the teams, you're. Yeah,
All right, well,
still
all right.
gotta
Let's
watch.
make it easier. Let's do it. Let's do San Jose then. San Jose wins the Stanley Cup, and they'll tie you guys.
That still doesn't help. That still doesn't help at all. Let's go to the East.
Okay,
Let's go to the
All right,
East.
all right. Back to this. All right, so let's start it off with Tampa and Devils. I'd say Tampa. It's a close series, though. I will say that. I would say 6, and
Yeah,
Tampa
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Tampa wins the series. That would be my choice. What about you?
You're around the board. I think we're all gonna go Tampa here in
Yeah.
6. I will give it 6. I will.
Yeah, I'd say 6.
I think it's gonna go 7. I think
7?
Devils make it a
Okay.
series.
All right.
I think the first 4 games are 1-1. You know,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
won-
yeah.
they
Absolutely.
both
Yeah.
win
They
and lose one at
split.
home.
They
Yeah,
split those series. Yeah.
and then,
absolutely.
then the next 2, I think Tampa Bay would, get the back burner on them.
Yeah, I think what will happen
finish it
is
out.
I think Vasilevsky will probably outlast Kincaid, and that's no offense to
Schneider.
Kincaid.
Yeah.
Schneider, I mean, not Kincaid. Well, they've been doing the tandem, so who knows?
Yeah, but
you know,
definitely it's going to be Schneider.
Oh,
Yeah,
come playoff time,
unless-
it's
yeah.
hard.
Unless Schneider's really fucking up and letting up 4 or 5 goals a game for 2 straight games or something stupid.
You guys
like
are gonna
that.
be surprised at my pick for the East.
Tampa actually could be the team to do
I'm
that,
ready for
though.
'em.
But still, anyway, moving on.
I'm ready for him.
Yeah.
So, all right, before we do that, though, Boston and Toronto, no offense to Toronto. Well, actually, no, Toronto does have the lead in this series. This is the tough one. I hate this one. This
I
one's
hate
the
it
coin
because
flip.
I want to say Boston.
I'm
I-
saying Boston.
I was going to
Yeah.
say Boston. I really don't want to give Boston this one. I really fucking don't.
so don't.
But
This is predictions.
this is pretty. You know what? I'll go Toronto in 7. Why the fuck not?
I'm
Why the
taking
fuck
Boston in
not?
7.
So why not? It is a coin toss, though. This series could go either way. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Boston is just a way stronger team. You know, I mean, not granted, Toronto's still a great team. I mean, they played us hard just a couple days ago when we played them, and they kicked our asses. But you know, just I think Boston just overall is a better team, better, faster. They'll get Bergeron back soon.
Mhm.
So once he comes back, they're just gonna go back to their normal routine of scoring 4 or 5 goals a game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
all right.
And that defense has been playing tough even without Ryan Spooner.
Yeah,
I thought that trade was gonna hurt him.
yeah.
No,
Only getting stronger.
oh, seriously. Get Ryan Spooner,
Yeah, I
get
mean,
Rick
shit,
Nash,
you
and Rick
forget
Nash starts
Nash
scoring
is there.
goals.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a 40 goal scorer. at
Well,
one point.
right, but I mean, I'm just
Then
saying.
he went to New York.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. You see him in New York for
career
so many
went
years,
downhill.
and then
Yeah.
he goes to Boston, and
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right back
What
into
it's crazy what the players around you will do.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's not
true.
even just that; it's the system too.
It's true. I mean, look at Steve Mason. We put no good defense in front of him, and now look at the shit that he's
Yeah.
pulling. Jesus.
And
anyway.
I got Washington in that next series. I
Yeah,
think that's hands
Washington
down.
versus Columbus.
I don't know. I don't think Washington is the same team that they've been recently.
No, it's going to be a 7-game series, but
They're not as strong of a division leader as they were last year.
No.
But they
Not
were
at
very strong, and look where that fucking got them. But anyway.
hey, listen, if they're not the President Trophy winner, I think they can actually make a run. But
Because all the hype's not around them and
True.
really no pressure.
and that's kind of why I want Nashville to. So I want Nashville to win the President's Trophy.
So that way they get the curse.
Yes.
But let's see. You know, I'm going to say Washington only because I think Holtby, and no offense to Bobrovsky, but I think if Holtby puts on a really strong series, I think he might outlast Bobrovsky.
He'll be a better playoff goalie than Bobrovsky.
No offense to Bobrovsky, though. Bob has 2 Vezina trophies, and every time I see him, I fucking want to gouge out my freaking eyes because he should still be on the fucking Flyers. God, if we had
Woulda,
him.
coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, another
I know.
goalie.
You know, the sad part of it is, as we'd still probably have a small problem with these games right now, but if Bob was our goalie, we probably would have only had lost maybe a couple less than what we currently have because he'd still be able to steal a game or 2 for us.
Yeah.
Just that's such a fucking anyway. Sorry, I keep opening up that can of worms. Anyway,
You do. Keep it
I,
close.
I can't help it. It's like an obsessive compulsive disorder. I have no fucking choice but to fucking dive into this shit and dissect it to its minutest point. Anyway, Washington wins. I would say 6.
I got 7.
It's possible it could go to 7.
I am going Washington, but I'll go 7 too.
All right.
I think Columbus they're hot. That's
They
the
are.
thing. If this is what the matchup is going to be, Columbus is way hotter than Washington right now, and I think that could really hurt Washington, and I hope it does. Fuck them.
I still don't see why you have any hatred for them because I mean honestly,
Yeah, we
I
beat
know
them every year, but
Yeah.
it's the way we beat them. It's like my head is. I don't want that this year.
Because you're waiting. You're
I
waiting
don't
for the
want it.
1 year. You're waiting for the 1 year they actually beat you guys,
Oh
and you
my
don't want it to
God.
be this year.
And you're just like,
That's what
ugh.
it is. It's like Chicago versus St. Louis. Like Chicago fans are like, we're waiting for that one fucking year St.
Yeah.
Louis beats us, which was actually 2 years ago, I think it was.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yes, it was because they lost to San Jose in the Western Conference Finals. Anyway, all right. So Pittsburgh versus Philly.
I got Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. This is where I go home, guys.
This is where he's afraid that he might get shanked.
No, it's not even that. It's just a playoff series against the Flyers is just something you
It's
don't
unpredictable.
like as a Penguins fan. No, it's just something
For
you
one
don't like
thing.
as a Penguins fan.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that if the Flyers stay on this trend, hell, this series may not even happen. But the funny part is, though, if the playoffs started today with the way this team is, as cold as they fucking have been, the Penguins beat us in 5. It's that bad. Like, we've been playing that piss poor.
You want to hear something funny? Dean Sensi just said Pittsburgh in 5.
Unfor-
You guys are becoming good friends now.
No, we're not, but still, no. But I can't argue that point. I want to so bad. I want to say there's a reason why it wouldn't be a 5-game beatdown. But it would be. If the Flyers came into this series right now the way they've been playing, Pittsburgh would basically say, on all fours, no lube, thank you, I'm going to the semifinals. That's pretty much what would happen in the playoffs right fucking now, if that happened. It's the truth. It's the truth. I don't want to admit it, but it's the fucking truth.
I think he means Murray in that next comment.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Malone? Is that
Malone.
what is that? Malkin.
Malkin.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Malkin, okay.
Damn autocorrect. No, but definitely. No, they don't have Russian in our phones, you know?
This is true.
I have no
Listen,
problem spelling Malkin. when I
I'm
have
not
to,
being a homer here, but I think he's got to be MVP.
Malkin?
He's definitely got to be up for it.
He's up for it. He's got to be, bro. He just scored his 40th goal tonight. He's one point, I think, behind Nikita Kucherov now for the league lead in points.
Your top three is Lane, Malkin, and Kucherov.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are going to be your 3 guys up for the MVP.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably edge to Kucherov only because they're the better team. But I think Gino's
All right.
definitely got to be
Real
talked about.
quick. Steve is jumping off here. He said, always enjoy watching you guys talking hockey. Steve, we love having you chime in. But real quick, before you go, let's finish off his question. Who do you got going to the Cup? Who you got winning?
All right, so
I don't see a 3-peat. I don't think it's going to be us. I think Tampa Bay is just way too strong. I want to say Tampa Bay Boston would be a conference, but it's impossible. They play each other in the
they'd
second
be
round.
division, yeah.
I think that's going to be a hell of a series. I think Toronto would win that, or Tampa Bay would win that in 7. I think Tampa Bay goes on to the Stanley Cup, depending who. It doesn't even matter who they play in the Metro, to be honest. I'm going Tampa. I have to.
So you got Tampa and Vegas. Who you got winning?
Oh my God.
That's a fun series, actually.
It's a fun
That
series.
would be a very interesting series.
I say, wow. I'll go Tampa.
Tampa?
So
Maddie.
Tampa adds a second one. Okay.
Maddie, who you got going? Who you got winning?
I want to say Vegas so badly, but I just think Tampa's more experienced.
know,
Yeah.
This one, I'm going to go crazy on this one. Toronto.
Wow.
You got Toronto going, huh? Toronto and Vegas?
Yeah, Toronto and Vegas.
Okay.
In my opinion, to pick Tampa, it's easy. And I always look at it this way. The easy pick is usually not the one that goes to the Stanley Cup final. So 90% of the time, that is not how this works.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it.
Listen.
Someone can upset them. It's bound to happen. And Washington sure as fuck ain't going to the Stanley
right,
Cup finals.
But whoever
we all know
Barry
that.
Melrose picks is not going to the finals.
True.
We know that.
All right,
Yes,
so-
we know
Probably
that.
gonna pick
yeah.
So
Tampa.
you have Toronto and Vegas.
Vegas.
Who's winning?
Oh, Christ. I'm going to have to say it. Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas in their first year wins?
It's close, dude.
And
It's
yeah.
possible.
Ready?
I'm not
The
saying
weird
it's
part
not.
of it is, too, is like that's the team like, fuck, man, a team that I bashed for why you would expand to it,
Yeah,
and they would
I
fucking
like
win
that.
the Stanley
Me and
Cup.
Steve are very similar in thinking. I have Winnipeg in the West. I think Boston's going to go in the East. I think
Ooh,
Boston's
okay.
experience is
Okay.
going to come and
Okay, so
pay huge dividends.
We're all kind of in the similar line of thinking because we all have whoever came out of that series goes to the
Basically,
Stanley
Right.
Cup
yeah.
finals.
That's yeah. But like Steve has the Jets winning the cup. I think the Jets can very much win the cup.
And they would
I
end
think they are the team to
Canadian
beat this
drought.
year.
Listen, I mean, they could. It's such.
You're the man, Steve.
This year for the playoffs, it's hard to pick. It's like this year's March Madness. It's like it's so like, it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, the first round is pretty straightforward for the most part. It's the second round, and after that, that would become a problem when you
Yeah.
think about it. Because besides the East can be a little annoying, but the West, yeah.
I hate Dean. We're never hanging out again.
What did he say this time?
He said he's got Vegas and the Penguins, and the Fleury will dominate the series.
He probably would. I mean, all we have to do is show a video of Fleury up on the screen. We'll make him cry and we'll make him lose
Steve telling everybody to take
This is
care. Steve, you
composed.
do the
All
same.
right, man,
Looking
it's the
forward to
same
hearing
you,
from you
Steve.
next
Have
week,
a good
brother.
night.
Peace, man. All
Oh,
right,
shit.
so this is interesting. So our Stanley Cup champions, if we went by our logic, which no one does, would be Mike would have the Tampa Bay Lightning
I think
adding a
Tampa.
second cup
Dude,
to their
if
collection.
If Stamkos could go in there healthy this year, they have a
He
very
will.
good chance.
Which
No,
is
they absolutely
remarkable.
do.
That's remarkable in of itself. That's already bound for victory right there. If you could get Stamkos healthy to the playoffs.
That's the biggest part.
Yeah, and then I have the Knights of all teams winning the Stanley
Listen,
Cup in
man,
their first ever year in existence.
It could
Christ.
happen. Just wait till
could.
Seattle in 2020.
And
you know?
then and then
You never know, dude. You seriously never know. All it takes is
and-
getting to the dance.
and
Exactly.
Brian has the Canadian drought of cups ending with the Winnipeg Jets,
of all teams.
the youngest of those teams, winning the Stanley Cup and bringing
Youngest.
it home. Well, we don't mention their pre-adolescent age before they matured. We don't mention their juvenile period. Anyway, with that being said, he has the
I like your
Canadian
buddy,
Cup
Dean.
Trump ending, and it would be the
That's
What?
actually a
I
good
just gotta
one.
show you this one. I
what?
just gotta show you this one.
Oh Christ!
That's pretty good.
Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Rangers retirement.
Yup.
It is.
It really is.
What did I
Yeah,
say?
it
Yeah,
is.
on the
Yeah.
other show.
All the Rangers go to the
Every
Lightning.
Ranger goes to the Lightning. It's like, I don't know. I guess the GMs are banging each other or something because they always
That's
have
probably
a,
what it is. Yeah, they're going down on each other. Either
Yeah.
that, or they're swapping wives. Maybe they're into the wife
Oh,
swapping
maybe,
thing.
yeah.
Maybe.
Hey,
I
to
mean,
each his own.
Yeah, I mean, to each his
We
own.
don't
Whatever
judge. We
floats
don't
your
judge
boat.
here.
No.
No, not
We,
at all,
we
no.
judge no one here. We love everybody, and we hate everyone equally.
We love
Exactly.
and hate equally here.
Yep. All right. So with that being said, that's our Cup Finals. All others can suck it. And let's see right
No,
here.
only Barry Melrose can suck it.
Yeah. Listen, Barry Melrose is going to go Vegas and Tampa Bay, which means none of
That's
those
not
two
going to
teams are
happen.
going there.
Which means your Stanley Cup Finals is null and void automatically.
So, which is the worst curse? The Barry Melrose curse or the President's Trophy curse?
Ooh. Well,
That's
I can
a-
tell you.
ooh,
I can
that's
tell you,
a-
Well, what if
Barry's
you're
not
both?
picking any
no,
of my
no,
teams for that.
that is a Twitter poll question, folks. Please, it's not on Twitter, but feel free to jump in on that one. Please tell us: is it the Melrose or the President's Trophy curse? That is the worst curse to have.
I think it's got to go Melrose.
Absolutely.
It's the Melrose
It's-
curse, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why you don't listen to ESPN. You listen to us.
This is
Right.
true.
No, that's
The
probably
world-
why ESPN fired him too.
Yeah,
This
true.
is true.
Now he's on
Mhm.
NHL Network,
Yeah.
unfortunately. No,
'Cause
that's
he
why I
can't
don't
get
watch
a
it.
job anywhere else. That's
Nope.
probably why.
I did. I totally forgot. No wonder I haven't seen them.
See, the NHL.
Well, I mean, then again, they don't even show NHL on ESPN.
No,
so
not anymore.
No,
they're all
not
worried
anymore.
about basketball, so
Which we already know who's going to win.
March Madness
So-
or something like that. I don't know. That's not time
whatever,
of year.
whatever
or
it's
whatever.
called. By the
Yeah.
way, let
Whatever.
me check my brackets.
Oh, and this is Mike just like, oh, I'm just going to bash March Madness, but
Whatever
I'm going
it's
to check my
called.
fucking
Yeah,
bracket.
whatever. Shit, my bracket busted already. Damn
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Christ. Oh, that's going to be crazy when it's time for us to pick brackets for the playoffs.
I got
oh, Christ.
8 and 9 correct.
All
Not
right,
bad.
so let's see. On the YouTube comment, Mr. Thomas R. known of A2D Radio, of Agree to Disagree, of AM and the PM, and of creating of A2D Radio, stating hashtag Family Talk, what's up, boys, what's up, Tom? And then look at my name saying, I smell another underdog. Now, are you referencing the Flyers?
I think it's
'Cause-
just gas.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn it, Mike.
That wasn't me.
The hell,
Jeez,
man.
Mike.
Damn,
Oh,
man.
I didn't, man.
Told you.
That ain't me.
Told you, dude. Can't have that third chili dog, man. It's just
Ugh.
bad.
I would never have a chili dog.
Oh, dude, I had one once. It was terrible.
Oh God, I don't.
I love chili. I love hot dogs, but they do not belong together.
They do not mix.
Not at
Dean
all.
jumping in saying the Melrose curse is worse.
All right,
I
then.
like your boy Dean.
I don't. No, I'm kidding.
He's alright.
He's alright.
Well,
Hey,
Dean, we can be friends. We can be friends, Dean.
See, you guys can be friends because it's the West for you, so it is null and void. Anything there.
By the way, I still have a perfect bracket. Okay.
That's
all
gonna
right.
last for another hour.
I picked Loyola, Chicago. And
Nobody picks Loyola. They didn't even pick their.
I
team
picked
school to win.
Loyola. Okay. And they won.
Okay, hold on. First, all right. Well, we'll all sleep tight now, Mike.
Wow.
No, we will all
Frank
go to.
chiming in saying
Mikey?
President's Trophy. So we're at
Okay.
1-1.
All right then. So, Mikey, let
I
me.
have 2 perfect brackets so far.
All right, Mike.
Get at me.
But let me explain to you something. I was not going to be able to go to bed tonight because I wasn't sure if your brackets were going to be fine. I was worried.
At least somebody
I
cared,
was
right?
losing sleep, just like having an anxiety attack over. Oh my God, is Mikey's bracket
Mike's
busted?
bracket,
Is
Mikey.
Mike's bracket? I was literally just in
I'm
the
sorry.
corner in the.
I just had to throw
just
it out
desperate,
there, okay?
Ready to do the.
Give me my money, Mr. Buffett.
Ready to do the mankind pull hair out technique. But anyway.
You freak.
All right, so yeah, we're having a pretty close debate here on the Melrose.
Yeah, we
President.
got we
Yeah,
got to
we
get
are.
a
We're
Twitter or some
for-
kind of poll. Tommy, write up a poll, will you?
Yeah, please. Or Ryan, somebody.
Well, let's do it for
please.
next week. That'll be
yeah.
our discussion for next
There we
week.
go.
Yeah, I
next
like it, I
week.
like
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
We'll just
Early playoff
a
prediction,
feeler.
and there's the Twitter poll question right there.
I like it. I do. I think that's a great question. It's
All right,
Absolutely.
but
it is a big curse. It really
They
is.
really are.
It is, yeah. You know, I'm gonna pull up, and he did mention he was talking about the Flyers. All right, cool. But anyway, but you know what? To back off that, listen, it is not the end of the world. As bad as it is not the end of the world. And even to put on the Anaheim Ducks side, it's not the end of the world, even though they're on the outside looking in.
We are. We're tied for last.
But still, you're tied.
There's plenty of time left.
Yeah, there's still
There's
plenty,
still
of,
plenty of
time
hockey left.
You know, like there's even plenty of time for Mike to possibly sneak in a division
Listen,
lead.
Listen, as much as it sucks for
Very
the Flyers
much
right
time.
now, and as frustrating as they are to watch, Flyers fans need to just chill out, be happy they're going through it now, and hope they can rebound going into April, going into the
That's it.
playoffs.
That is the main thing. This is going to test this team big time. We are going to find out truly where this team is at. This is where the going gets extremely tough. Are you going to get going, or are you going to just absolutely
Keep
shit the
stalling,
bed
yeah.
right here, right now? That's the big. That's what's up here. They're going to face Carolina in the next matchup on Saturday in Carolina. Carolina kind of went on a skid, and they're starting to fall apart as well. They started to come back down to earth. Now, does that mean they're out of it? No. They still very much are in it. They're only back by 9 points. If they can go on a long run and Jersey goes on a bad skid, probably not going to happen. But still.
Got a couple comments chiming in here real quick, Maddie. Dean agreeing with us, saying that he can smell it from there. Frank saying the President's Trophy is the bigger curse, especially if they win it in the West. I mean, the West is just better hockey, in my opinion. Like I like
I think they are.
watching East.
Yeah.
They win the couple just about every year, except for the last two.
two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, I said just about.
though the sad part of it is there's only two teams in the last, 15 years that have won the Cup for the East, and that's Pittsburgh and Boston. And that's sad that I have to say Boston. And it's also sad that I have to say Pittsburgh, too. So,
So we
They're
also
both the
got
black and yellow teams.
Frank.
true. You do realize you stole that, though, right?
That's fine.
Boston had it first, right?
Yeah, but
Frank brings
all
up
Pittsburgh.
I'm
professional teams
I'm
have.
just busting your balls.
Frank brings up an interesting comment here. He says the 88 Lindros card, the Upper Deck 88 Lindros card, that's the curse for the Flyers.
Ooh. Why is that? I want to know.
I'm
I
very
wanna-
curious about that too, Frank.
I
'cause
want
this
to
is
know
the first
more.
I'm
Frank.
hearing about
yeah, I
it.
want to know more.
And then Dean saying, I swear if two Philly teams win their respective championships, the city's going to burn to the ground.
By the way, Patriots fan.
Oh, wow.
Dude, we can't be friends anymore.
Wow.
Sorry, Dean.
We
I'm
found
just
out
saying.
a lot of interesting things here on this show. Interesting. So,
He said, and New Jersey. How about the Flyers? Oh, wait.
Man,
Dot.
we got a
Uh-huh.
troll. We got a troll.
uh-huh.
We took, by the way, we took Brady off the goat wall.
Well,
so you
simply
all know.
because he lost.
Yeah.
But, that's a different
Well,
story.
here's the thing. Like, to his comment about the Philly, I think Philly has a very good weird. All right, so we'll jump to Frank's comment real quick.
No
That's
way.
interesting.
Wait, what?
We're going to jump back to that. I don't leave some people in
Oh.
suspense, especially this guy right here. So, the Sixers have an opportunity. They could actually win.
East is not strong this year in basketball.
Right. But, I mean, it's obviously, I think the title's going to go to the West. But the Phillies also have an opportunity to clinch a
Yeah.
wild card. And it's like, once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen,
Mhm.
especially with the signing of Jake Arrieta. So, the
I-
curse that Frank is talking about in that 188 Lindros card, it's a goalie card.
That's weird. That's actually very weird.
What the fuck? What?
So maybe he brings up a valid point. Maybe that card's the curse too.
Yeah, but it's been since what, 75?
Who knows?
You know how small the trophy was in '75?
Actually, that's
true.
not true.
No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. It's still the same size.
It wasn't 1930. All right.
He says the number on the card is 88. The year is 91-92. So that's clearly his rookie card.
Oh, okay. I see what it is
Interesting.
now. All
Very.
right. That's interesting.
91 was a good year.
That's very interesting.
Yep.
91 was a good year, huh? And that's real funny. I wonder why.
It's
Anyway,
vintage.
So
It's a vintage year now.
yeah.
Mm.
So
Mm.
with that, all right. So
Oh,
what?
Sam. I'm gonna butcher your name. Cervetter. He says, "What's up from Anaheim? Go Ducks, go Flyers."
All right.
Yo, what's up, Sam?
I
Of course, he
appreciate
comments
that.
as I walk away.
Yeah.
That's right. Go Flyers and go Ducks. Yeah, let's go for the Ducks. I have no problem.
Sounds
with
like
that.
Brian. You guys
Right.
are already best buds.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Sam Cervetter.
Sam Cervetter?
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, Sam Cervetter.
Sam, we could be best friends.
And if we butchered your last name, we apologize.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes.
I just found my best buddy. It's amazing. We're uncovering Ducks fans one show at a
I
time.
love it, man.
It
Bro,
is
we
amazing.
want them all.
Dude, I love it.
We want them all.
We have
do.
none in
We
Anaheim,
get-
but we're everywhere else.
Yeah, but we do want all the Ducks fans, by the way. We want as many fans as we possibly can. Even the Devils fans. We will take the
Yeah.
Devils fans
We
because
want
we need
all-
somebody to bash when our
We
teams
want
are doing
all
good.
you hockey fans on the show. We'll talk about every single goddamn team on here.
Yeah, he said, born in Philly, live in Southern California,
Ah,
but always go Birds.
Wait,
there
I
you
think
go.
I may have talked to him before
all right.
on
so,
Ducks Nation. But anyway,
Oh,
You
there
may
you
have.
go. There you go. So that's probably what brought it.
possible.
So there
Very
you go.
possible.
On the social media side of things. So before we go to break, real fast, about the underdog comment, it is not the end of the world. The Flyers are facing
No.
Carolina. Carolina's been on the skids. We can take advantage of that. If we can, maybe we can then start turning this thing around because we have a tough matchup against Washington in Philly that we need to win. And then we face Detroit. That should be a winnable game. In Detroit, I don't care. It should be a winnable game. Against the Rangers, that should be a winnable game. I don't care if the Rangers still have good players. That needs to be 3 winnable games right there in a stretch. If you lose to Washington, you lose to Washington. But you definitely want to win that game.
You have to beat Carolina.
You have to beat
Have to.
Carolina. You have to beat Detroit. You have to beat the Rangers. Those 3 games are winnable games. Beat all 3 of them. And yes, you can still beat Washington. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No doubt. Definitely.
But if you lose to Washington, it's not the end of the world. You could pick it right back up in Detroit. That's the thing. If there's ever a time to turn it around, now is the
Start
time.
with the
turn
garbage teams.
Yes. Turn it around now. You have gotten lucky. You got a break in the schedule. Take fucking advantage of it. Because then after that, we got to face these guys. So we definitely want to absolutely be
That's
winning
the last
when
game
we do
I
that.
think we play against
Yes.
you guys.
That is
Yeah, it's
true.
the last one of the year.
In Pittsburgh. All right. So with that being said, we are going to go to break. And when we return, we will have more hockey comments, more talking about what's going on in the NHL. We'll dive into some scores, see what else happened, and then we will close out the show. So with that being said, this whole thing was brought to you by Sports Out for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutlinc.com. This is the Hockey Happy Hour here on A2DRadio.com, and we will be right back right after this.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
You're listening to the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2DRadio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW Atlantic City Studios here in Mountie from New Jersey. And we are brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public accountants, located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call at 215-369-3300. Hey, guess what? Tax season is here, and it's one of the few guarantees in life along with shitting. And you want to be ready, be prepared. Get Gibson Mayer.
Another headshot. Typical Phillies fan.
Oh, yeah. You know how it works. Guy can't go one day without giving a Penguins a concussion. Have to. At least. In other words, what am I? Just a poser.
What's life?
What's life? If not, it has no meaning. The amuse is not there. Anyway.
This is not there.
So with that, we got some comments rolling in here on the YouTube before we get into the scores of the NHL, and starting it off with Sean Taylor, who's putting in hashtags HTTR, hashtag sleepers of NFC, hashtag 21, hashtag skins. Boy, I wonder what team he roots for.
Well,
And,
HTTR is Hail to the Redskins.
Oh, well, still. Point proven. I wonder what team he roots for. Anyway, saying even the Capitals fans, as relating to what we said earlier, yes, we will take even the Capitals fans. He needs somebody to yell at, just like I needs Devils fans to yell at. And he also, you know what we do need? We need
some Kings fans.
Yes, so that he's got somebody to yell at. So that this
Damn
guy,
it, share that in a Kings page, all right?
No, here's the problem is you can't find people that don't exist. That's
Yeah,
the
true.
problem. We have to, that's the problem.
I'm not sure how to Not sure how to respond to that one.
You should respond with
Yeah,
"You're
all-
damn right,"
all the
because
Kings
I'm not
fans-
saying you guys don't exist.
Oh
I'm
no,
saying
no, that's
the
not what.
Kings- yeah.
I didn't take it like
All
that.
the
Oh,
Kings
okay.
fans are like Clippers fans. They're like the fake LA team, you know.
Oh God, it's all about the Lakers. Anyway,
Come on,
The
La La
fucking
Land, man.
Lakers.
so with that being said, David Rosca says Florida have been winning. Do they have a chance?
Well, considering they're only 3 points behind now, I mean, why not?
Very much so. Florida
But-
does have a chance, and the thing
They
about
do.
here's the thing. Florida absolutely needs Jersey to go on a skid. And if the
Yeah.
Devils do go on a skid, which unfortunately that has not been their forte. They went on one really bad skid, and that put them in the spot they're in now, which we all thought was going to last.
Yeah,
Tragically, it did not.
yeah.
And somewhere Dean is probably salivating at the mouth because of that.
No,
And
but I think personally, I don't think Florida will have a chance, only because I think Columbus is a hotter team, and I think the Devils are just overall a better team, and I think they'll find a way to get in there. And I don't know what Florida's schedules look like, but if they have a lot of division games coming up, just count them out now.
they have
Just like that.
Just like that.
They have 7 games against quality teams, 11 in the East, probably all division matchups, most likely. And Frank Ehrenreich saying hi, guys. What's up, Frank?
Hey, Frank, way to join.
Hey.
And with that,
We
being,
didn't lose him.
No, we
Yes.
did not. As always, if you did watch us on Facebook and now you're joining us on YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. On to Sean Taylor still chiming in, as of course still showing his Skins love. He then says Philly should be used to losing to Washington by now. But then he goes on to comment not just hockey, but I'm confused. Didn't the Skins lose to the Eagles both times they faced the Eagles? So I'm very confused by that comment.
Well, I mean, baseball. I get his point in baseball. I mean, Phillies couldn't beat the Nationals worth of shit last year.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's great and all, but have the Nationals won a World Series in this decade?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
They haven't won a World Series yet.
Yeah, and that on to that, Washington, the Capitals, like, sure, you guys can win in the regular season. Where the fuck do you go during the playoffs?
It's weird.
Oh, that's right, you usually lose. Usually, you know.
Usually.
Where does their captain go during the playoffs?
That is a very good
Give
question.
me my wire.
Although
It's behind me. Stop
Although
it.
we do have a shout out for Alex Ovechkin, we might as well get that out of the way right now.
Who's giving a
Yeah,
shout
we
out to
do.
Alex?
I am.
Of all
Why?
people,
I
this
know,
guy
I
too.
know.
Out of all people,
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but he's easily one of the best players that I've seen in my lifetime. But congratulations on 600 career goals.
Selfish.
He is. Yeah, 55 goals and 24 assists. That's his career number. Okay. But I have to give it to him. I heard a crazy stat the other day saying that if he scores 30+ goals until he's 42 years old, I think they said, he could pass Wayne Gretzky for most goals all time. My question is to you boys and for everybody else out there, will Ovi do it?
He's 32 now, right?
Well,
believe so.
He's my age.
Gretzky
So-
officially has
I think
800.
it said 85 he was born, so he'll be 33 this year in September.
Gretzky officially has 894 goals. That
So he
is
needs
his talent.
294 to
And
go.
I so did not look that up before the show.
Liar.
Shut up.
Oh, this
But-
cough. It's just.
I
Shut
know,
up.
it's contagious. Isn't
You,
it?
you know, I'm going to get you some cough syrup so that stops. Anyway, get you a cough drop. Jeez.
I think he can.
Yeah, I think he can.
I
But my
kinda
question to you
hope.
is, well, listen, here's the thing. Alex Ovechkin, in my opinion, is a very selfish player. He shoot
Without
first,
a doubt.
pass second.
Without a doubt.
The whole
He's-
career in a nutshell.
He is hands down the best shooter in this league. And I'm not trying to take any credit away from him. He's a phenomenal player, but he's a very selfish player.
Very selfish. Without a doubt.
Can he do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think he does? No. I think he starts slowing down in a couple years.
Here's my thing. I still think that Ovi's got a couple 40-goal seasons in him. I mean,
Yes.
he's
and then
close,
after
if
that,
not
he's
past one
and then
already this year.
he's gonna try Wire with 30 probably for a while.
I think he
Yeah.
easily could.
I mean,
I just don't want to see it.
I
personally.
do and I don't, only because I'm tired of hearing about how great Wayne Gretzky was. Obviously, he
Well,
was.
I mean,
You know, face of the NHL always will be.
here's the thing though. Even if he does break Gretzky's record, Gretzky's still the great one because no one's ever going to
Well,
match
listen,
him in points.
If
no
Ovi's
one is ever going to accomplish that feat.
No, Ovi's
Like,
not going to come even
Listen,
close to playing.
listen, if Ovi's not going to win a cup, I kind of want to see him break a record.
At least
And
still
that's
have
a record.
that. Yeah.
It's only because they always say that, you know, Gretzky's records will never be broken. And
Until
there's
Ovechkin
actually
did.
a chance of it happening. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, you know what? I kind of want to see it happen. As much as I hate Ovechkin, and like you said before, a very
You know,
selfish player, I kind of want to see it happen.
Here's the thing, though. That actually would be something Pittsburgh could hate Washington more for. Because if he breaks that record, it would suck because Pittsburgh fans would be like, that's bullshit. Because Lemieux would have been up there if it had not been for his career being shortened.
Well, think of it. He
Well,
only
if
played
you-
960 games in his career.
But that's the thing, though. If he had played the same amount of games as Gretzky and had the same length of a career, no doubt
Oh, yeah.
Lemieux would have been right there, if not ahead of Gretzky.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
No
like,
doubt.
no doubt.
It's a shame. It's a shame that he had the back issues, cancer,
Mhm.
everything to go with it. you
Yeah,
know?
it's crazy, though, when you think about that.
I'm looking at his career stats.
Ovechkin?
Yeah, maybe he's not as selfish as I think.
Oh!
I still think he is.
Oh! Wow.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe
The
he
point-
could still could be.
his points don't say it. But
600 goals even to 509 assists. I mean,
So maybe not a selfish player, but definitely.
but when you look at like his 50 goal years, it's like 50 and 25.
Maybe in seasons, but at the same time, though, think about this though. He has had different coaches behind the bench.
2013,
So-
2014 was the biggest differential between goals and assists.
I'm going to say this though. I think it's not always him.
It's
It's
now
this-
more than ever, actually.
It would have to be the system that he's in. You know, because think about it, they've had different coaches on
Yeah.
that team
Barry
since
Trotz
Ovi's
is a
been there.
great-
You know,
great coach.
It,
too.
it's different. You know, you can say the same thing with Crosby. You know, yeah, Crosby's been unselfish, and that's true. He's been unselfish through most of his career.
Yeah.
But
He's always passed first, and it's a
Yeah.
shame because I'm like, fucking shoot it.
but the thing
if
though,
you shoot it, you're gonna score.
but that's called making the players around you better, and
And
that's a
that's what
great
he
quality
does.
to have. That's a
And-
great quality in a captain.
yeah, I mean,
now
Christ.
I want everybody to mark that down. I don't want anyone to say I can't say anything nice about Sidney Crosby
I
because I
appreciate it.
just said something nice about
I
Sidney
appreciate it,
Crosby.
man.
All right, and that is true. He's been a very unselfish captain his entirety as the Penguins captain.
Okay,
but
now, all right, go ahead, man.
well, I
Finish
was going to
up.
say my point was being though, there's got to be seasons where he's been heavier on assists than goals. I mean, and it's mostly I think has to do with also the system that he's in.
Yeah.
Not just necessarily. I think the same thing with
Yeah,
Ovechkin.
I was gonna say we're
It's
talking
not,
Crosby with that.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not just the same thing. I think it's both a product of the system that you're in, not just the player himself.
With Bruce Boudreau, he was more of a passer, but since Barry Trotz took over, his biggest differential between goals and assists, where he had more. Oh, excuse me, that snuck up on me. Sorry. 2009, 2010. That's when he had more assists than goals.
really
50
Oh,
goals to 59 assists.
Wow.
And then starting in 2011, 2012 is when he really started to take off on goals more versus
More than
assists.
right?
38 to 27. The following year, 32 to 24. The year after that, 51 28, 53 28, 50 21,
See, that's what I was talking about. It's like a
33
50-25.
36, 42 32 this year. So since 2011, 2012 is really when he started to get selfish.
Well, and he just dominates on the power play.
Yeah, he does.
You know, that's where most of his goals come from.
It's always
and,
get
you
the
know,
puck to Ovi, let
And why
him
not?
take the shot.
And why not?
I mean, he's one of the best shooters in the league,
Without
but
a doubt. But you get him right on top of the circle with a one-timer, you ain't fucking saving that.
no,
There's not many goalies that have a right-handed glove. You know,
not anymore.
no, not at all. So they have to go and slide across with their blocker. And that's not easy to do when you're going across the crease like that and coming back like that, especially with a 95-mile-an-hour slap shot.
Agreed.
All right. So next up, we got some comments here on the YouTube. Coming in from Sean Taylor says, "Hey, when was your last President's Trophy?" Actually, I don't want that fucking thing.
Who
You can
cares
keep
about the
it.
President's
It's
Trophy,
curse.
Sean? It's
Yeah.
a curse.
Yeah, why would you want
We
that?
don't want
like
it.
seriously, why
People
would you
who-
want that?
Honestly, Sean,
Is this
people
the
who
Redskins fan?
Yes.
Tell him to get out of here. No.
All right, seriously, Sean, the President's Trophy comes with a curse to it. I mean, you can sit there and say, "Oh, we won the President's Trophy." You don't win the Stanley Cup, you don't win shit, brother. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is in all sports. You don't win the trophy, it doesn't matter. Stanley Cup is what you're fighting
Yep.
for. Lombardi Trophy, it's what you're fighting for. The World Series Trophy, it's what you're fighting for.
And
Big whoop. You finished the best team in the league last year. What'd you get? A second-round knockout. That's what you got.
Hey.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, brother.
all right, next up, we have Frank. What will NBC Sports do with the Blackhawks not in the playoffs? The Blackhawks are the boys of NBC Sports, like
They are.
Brock is the boy of Heyman.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Very, very intelligent, good sir. That's a good question, but you know what? They do have that guy over there. You know, the guy who likes to cry. To go to. All right, so
I'm wearing my Fleury jersey.
no. Oh well, actually, that even means it more because he still cried. Of course, it was for a tribute video, but still,
I
he
mean, come
cried.
on,
He
I
cried.
cried, damn it.
He still fucking cried. It's still the truth. He still fucking cried and lost the
So
game.
what?
You know what, though? Since we're on the topic of Fleury, another congratulations to him. 400 career wins, and it happened to these guys.
Wah, 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 wah.
Fuck you.
I loved it. I
Fuck
loved
you.
every minute. I was like, yes, he got 400 against the
All
Flyers.
right. So
It's just fitting.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just gonna keep this here for a little minute. All right. Anyway, so with that being said, Dean going.
That's fine, man. Your
Uh,
arm's going to get tired.
no, it's not. I got it resting on my leg. I can keep this here I can hold this note all day, buddy. All day. Anyway, any Bruce Almighty reference, if anyone wanted to know. Anyway, Dean Sensei.
Wasn't a big
Oh, he's back?
Bruce Almighty fan.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he's back. He's back. All right. So he says, sounds like Mikey on the street hockey rink.
What's that mean? Do you suck?
I'm the goalie for street hockey.
All right. And then he goes on to say, and Crosby is the crybaby. Yes, he is.
That's fine.
We already know
Crosby
that.
also
yeah.
has 3 cups, so
And then
he can cry all he wants.
And then Frank saying just like Bobby Orr or shoot first, pass second. Okay.
Unfortunately, Frank, I never got to see Bobby Orr play.
Tragically, no. I never did get to see that.
I know he's
either.
definitely one of the best in NHL history.
Never-
so we're gonna have to take your word for that one.
Never did get to see his Bruins lose to the Flyers in the Stanley Cup
He
Finals.
does have one of the greatest goals of all time, though.
Oh yes, it is the most memorable shot in NHL history.
Yeah, I mean, they have a freaking statue outside of TD Bank Garden with it for it. So I mean,
This is true. And then Dean Sensei, of course, commenting on me. Are you a Flyers fan? Are you really a Flyers fan? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Please.
By the way, this season for Crosby, since we're talking Ovechkin, Crosby has 23 goals, 54 helpers. Okay? That's the unselfishness of him.
no, dude, I've been saying the same
Actually,
thing.
Needs one more assist for 700.
He,
he hasn't even played 1,000 games yet. Like,
I know. He
Another
is a
2
definition
seasons.
of making players around you better.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he's going to continue. He says, what kind of Flyers fan compliment the Penn/Crosby? I don't ever compliment him. That was the first time I ever fucking did. Just saying.
I can vouch for that one.
Yeah,
Dean.
so you know what? I'm only doing it because Mike's here and Mike's cool. That's the only reason why. Other than that, though, Crosby's a piece of shit and he can go suck it. Like, quite frankly.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at
Mike's
Crosby's
alright.
stats now and just how amazing he is. All right.
Oh God, here we go.
84 assists.
What do we do?
In the second season, in his second fucking season, he had 84 assists,
And then he also
along with 36 goals.
Dean goes on to
That's
say
crazy.
Dean goes on to say most of those helpers are from rebounds, Mikey. Come on.
Whatever.
Hey,
Hey, you
counts.
get him while I take it, you know?
Yeah,
And then
take what you can get.
Yeah.
David Roska chiming in. My favorite moment: Trish kiss Rikishi's ass in the stink face.
Yo, I remember that. I actually remember that.
Oh man,
Back
that's-
when wrestling was good. Make wrestling great again.
Well,
We
that's
need
been-
The Rock.
I've been preaching that for
The
freaking
Rock
years.
says, "Know your damn role."
God,
And
I've been
shut your mouth.
I've been preaching that for years.
Although I do enjoy him rather in all the movies that he does.
Damn, I thought the Coyotes were taking it to the Preds, man.
I was hoping.
1-1. They had a goal, a lead actually, and then they lost it a minute and a half later.
All right, so
Want
That-
to run through some scores, Matty, real quick
Yep.
before we close out?
let's do this. You want to take the first one?
All right, I'll go active games right now.
Sure.
Like I just said, Predators versus Coyotes, and they're tied up 1-1 and just at the halfway mark of the game. And we got the Kings and the Red Wings with the Kings up 1-0.
I love that.
And almost at the halfway point as well.
I wish I could see the parallel game. Just see the Predators who are topping the West and see the Coyotes who are just bottoming out the West. I would love to see that game just because, like, wow, just the drastic difference.
Maddie, if you want me to run through the rest, I'll do the rest too.
No, I got that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got the Maple Leafs versus the Buffalo Sabres, 5-2 victory for the Maple Leafs. Let's see. Matthews did not score. However, James Van Riemsdyk got 31 goals. What the fuck, man?
Wow.
Like, seriously.
Babcock
What
does a wonderful
the
thing with some
fuck,
players.
man?
Yeah, man. He's-
Could not do shit for the Flyers. What?
JVR.
Well, actually, no. Correction. He did do shit for the Flyers. We fucking traded him, though, which was horse shit. For Luke Shen. The fuck? Like, seriously.
What a great trade. Where's
Yeah.
Luke Shen now, honestly? Is he even in the league?
Phoenix?
Oh, well, I'm sure he's doing just fine out there. Yeah.
You mean Arizona?
Whatever.
No, he meant Phoenix. Anyway.
When they were good? No.
And then Patrick Marleau, 23rd goal. Damn, Marlew's having one hell of a year for
impressive.
damn. Like, whew. All right, next up, got Washington Capitals 7-3 spanking on the New York Islanders. Getting goals from TJ Oshie, Dmitry Orlov, Lars Eller. You know, the usual
The
company here. And next thing off, the Blue Jackets beating the Flyers 5-3. Yeah, great. We're going to skip over that one. Giroux got his 26th goal. Gostisbehere got his 11th on the power play goal. And Andrew
That's good.
and McDonald got a goal. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. Like that. That'll make me comfort at night knowing the fact that McDonald fucking scored a goal. Piece of shit. Anyway.
Your assistant.
Shut up. I know this. This is not my choice. I didn't make that fucking choice. Don't put that shit on me. I didn't make that fucking choice. Fuck you, McDonald. Don't want you anywhere near this fucking team. I know. Moving on. Pittsburgh versus Montreal, 5-3. And next up, the Florida Panthers 3-0 on the Bruins. The Avalanche 4-1 final on the St. Louis Blues. And the Winnipeg Jets 6-2 on the Chicago Blackhawks.
Stanley Cup champs.
And those are your NHL scores for the evening. All right.
I like it.
So, well, we're getting to the end here. Any closing comments?
I think I've said everything that I needed to say. I got my little tributes out to my main man, Fleury. Probably didn't say it, but it's a Fleury jersey. And my worst enemy, Alexander.
Didn't somebody comment saying that your jersey looked like shit?
Yeah,
Dean.
but that's fine. No, it was another kid, Alex.
Oh.
Another
Although it was a good assumption.
another
good
kid
guess,
I
yeah.
graduated with, you know. All these punks I had to deal with.
All right. So with that being said, it's time to send this one home. Last call for everyone here.
Closing time.
Yes, it is closing time. And with that, we just want to let everybody know this was brought to you by Scazano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scazanosports.com. This is the Hockey Happy Hour here on A2DRadio.com, and we will see you all next Thursday right here on A2DRadio.com.
Peace out, family.
Deuces.